Good morning. My name is Tara, also known as Amitria Dia, which means I am of three. I am of three. I am of the Sacred Trinity. My job as a light worker is the elevation of vibration, and I invite you to share in this journey alongside me. Today, the topic discussion is going to be shielding and protection. Sometimes we can pick up energy from other people without even knowing it. Moods and emotions can bleed over from one person's energy field into our own energy field and leaving us with emotions that we may not recognize, or they may not resonate with what we were doing or how we were feeling, leaving us to feel either sad or angry, tired, depressed, and not knowing why at all. People sometimes do this unknowingly, but other times people do it as a psychic attack, and that is bad. You never want to wish negative energy towards anybody. The karmic return on that can be awfully brutal. Emotions that send bad energies to others are going to be things like humiliation, blame, regret, hate, anger, fear, jealousy, guilt, shame, scorn. That's why these bad energies can be sent without you even knowing it sometimes. Of course, they're completely unintentional, but that can result in negative feelings and emotions towards the person that you're projecting them to. Bad luck. Think, if you will, for a minute along the lines of the big fat Greek wedding, when they give the baby a bunch of admiration and then they start spitting, right? Why are they spitting? They're spitting because if they spit, they are able to go ahead and remove that bad energy. It is letting the universe pick up on a language that they are not jealous or envious at all. We don't want to send out those energies into the universe because we don't want to have them returned to us. Now, we're going to get into a whole show about the vibrating energies, but I have a chart here, and this chart is really designed to show you the lower vibrating energies right up to along the lines of neutrality, right up to where you're resonating into the pure consciousness and ineffable bliss, okay? Down here in these lower vibrating energies and emotions, you're going to find things like shame and guilt, apathy, grief, fear, disappointment, frightening, tragic, disdain, condemn, vindictive, abdication, despondency, regret. But at some point, you're going to get to here, the neutrality. And that's where the release comes from. That's where the satisfactory and the hope comes from, okay? So we're going to go into a whole discussion about these, but for right now, I just wanted to use it as a visual aid to show you where on the vibrational frequency chart these emotions are, where they range, okay? These emotions that can be projected to you can cause you to feel sick. They can bring on feelings of lack of energy, being tired, being sad or depressed or angry or in fear. And it's not coming from within yourself, so you have to figure out where it's coming from. These can be known as psychic attacks. They, like I said, promote sick feelings, and generally the onset of a headache will be what will tell you that you are being psychically attacked. If you're in a great vibrating energy and suddenly you get an out of the blue headache, it really could be the result of a psychic attack, of somebody projecting negative emotion attached to you, okay? So what do we do about that? How do we prevent that? How do we make sure that we are not a victim of psychic attack? Well, that's where psychic shielding and protection comes from. What is psychic shielding and protection? Well, it's really just putting an energy block around your energy field. Remember now, we as human beings are energy. We are big balls of energy light, and we are spiritual creations that have been given a body, that have been given this traveling costume to come to this realm of the earth to learn more about who we are and how to connect to the divine universal energies. So the techniques that you may see people use in shielding can be a white light shield, could be a mirror shield. There are some people that like to use a concrete block shield. You also have people that like to use a reactive shield. That's an advanced shielding technique, such as a waterfall shield, which is a shield of chaos that really makes it very hard for people to penetrate. A fire shield, a spike shield, a purple flame shield. Some people even like to cloak, go invisible, and mask their own energy. I had a friend named Tanya, and she used to enjoy making herself go completely invisible so that she could go speeding on the highway and not get a ticket. She always reminded herself that she shouldn't go too invisible, because if she did and she got into an accident or something, people wouldn't see her. So it may sound like it's all fiction and fantasy, but the reality of it, like I said in that first video, is that the metaphysical science and the physical science always meet somewhere, and it's in energy that it meets. Psychic attacks are real. So basically, you want to create a cocoon around yourself, a cocoon of white light, a cocoon of fire, a cocoon of mirrors that reflect back the bad energy that somebody might be putting to you. And you want to breathe that white light into your body and ask that the white light fill and surround you completely and cleanse away and purify your mind and body and spirit, protecting you and allowing you the pure divine guidance of your guides and angels and archangels to flow through and yet block out any and all negativity that may be projected from others onto you, lower vibrational energies and entities. And you ask this according to the divine will of the universe, to the divine will of the Creator, for the highest and greatest good in the highest interest of all. And depending upon which shielding technique and method you use, that should do it for you for the day. And you're going to want to do this every morning. Now, I have one friend that tells me that she says it should be done before your feet hit the floor every morning, because there could be lingering entities that are looking to harm you or send out bad vibes to you. So I must say that I agree with her, but I tend to find myself doing this usually after my first cup of coffee, when I can really concentrate on bringing the energy field around me from the divine to protect me and my aura. So you want to tune into the divine white light all around you. Imagine that orb, that circle of white light around you and flowing forth. It's like a powerful burst of expansion energy. And while you visualize that light flowing out beyond you, rippling out into your future and surrounding you across the planet, ask that divine white light energy to fill your home while raising the vibration and clearly illuminating the highest possible good and setting out the best path before me to see, and cleansing out all negativity, helping me to see the opportunities before me and witnessing blessings to me and around me, experiencing the miracles and joy and true fulfillment available to me and opportunities made present to me on my path today and every day. I ask the white light to pave the pathway for me to be more fully embodied and experienced for my highest divine self, being the divine embodiment of my higher divine spirit in the physical. That means in this earthly realm, according to the divine will that I made with the Creator. Well, actually, the Creator made for me, because I am part of the divine Creator, and He is most masterful and the highest good of all. Thank you to my team of angels and guides. And once we say that little mantra, once we say that little meditation, once we say that little prayer, so it is done. All we have to do is ask, and so shall it be done. And the reason for that is because we have free will. We have to ask for help. We have to ask for intention. It will be done. They are joyous to assist. The angels, they are created to help us in humanity walk the divine light and to elevate our vibrations. So therefore, when we call upon them, they respond in joy and harmony and song and dance. It is their frustration that we as humans sit there and think that we can do everything ourselves and we do not ask for help. They cannot just simply interfere on our behalf unless we request for so. Now, there are times in major crises that miracles happen and angels step in, but that's because they know at that time that they have to step in, and at some point on your conscious, subconscious thoughts, you begged for help. You begged, oh dear Lord, send me an angel to protect me. Oh dear Lord, where is Jesus? I need Jesus, or whatever it is that you pray to. The angels heard that and responded and were able to act accordingly. That's why sometimes you have people say that their guardian angels showed up and lifted perhaps a car off of them, or while they were in the midst of death, they were given the breath of life from an angel, and then that angel disappeared, never to be seen from again. And that is simply because on some subconscious level, your free will had asked for that assistance and divine intervention. So they do it. Okay. That was a pretty long lesson. Because that was a pretty long lesson, and shielding and cleaning pretty much go hand in hand. And the topic on spiritual cleansing that I have is about Yebig. Instead of Yebig, I'm going to go ahead and encompass it into this video as well. A spiritual cleansing is when we're feeling burdened or worried by negative energy, and we're feeling like we're spiritually blocked. We may not be open to receiving the intuitional messages that we are used to. We may not be able to trust our own gut. And we're possibly feeling attachments from other people, energies, entities, etc. So there are things that we can do to remove those, I call them sludges, those sludges in our auric field, those psychic attacks, those psychic blocks. And we do that through spiritual cleansing. A spiritual cleansing can be done through a ritual. A ritual such as showering, a spiritual shower, where you envision that the water is coming from the divine universal source code, which it truly is, because all water is forever and ever running, right? And you charge that water with the intention of a purification bath and cleanse. I personally like to take a spiritual cleansing bath at the beach in salt water. When the salt water rushes over my body, I certainly can feel from every iota in my neurons and body that I'm being spiritually cleansed. Okay, so you can also do things like smudging. Where smudging, you take dried herbs and you set them to a blaze where they are smoking, and you smudge the smoke around you, and it cleanses. That's a great way to go ahead and practice a spiritual cleanse. Remember, again, and I say this so often, that we are energy balls, a body of light, and a frequency that is vibrating on our own terms, in our own microcosmic universe. Everything about us is a cosmic universe on its own. Every makeup chemistry, every molecule, every atom, it is all exactly mirrored to what the universe has. So we have our own thoughts and ideas and beliefs. And when we can take care of doing these rituals to cleanse that energy field around us, we are doing that for our highest good. A psychic detoxification or a purging and cleansing of the aura by yourself if you're qualified, or by somebody that is more spiritually advanced than you, that is a practitioner or a healer or a Reiki master, may be able to go in and give your aura a cleansing and a purge and check your chakras and see that they're aligned and that there is no dirty sludge on your chakras as well. Now, the spiritual shower, I was talking about the visualization, the explanation, to use the salt. A lot of people say that while you're doing that, you don't need to use soap or shampoo because it's irrelevant to what you're doing to just use the water in a silent prayer of intention. Now, while this may work for some, I choose to use, I have some really great soaps. I have some patchouli soaps. I have some dragon's blood and frankincense soaps. I have some lavender soaps. So it really depends on what I'm taking that spiritual shower for, that I will choose a soap accordingly. Now remember, in future episodes, we're going to talk about the different powers of the different elements of herbs and oils and what their properties are. So you'll learn a little bit more about why I choose lavender at times, or sandalwood at times, or frankincense and myrrh at times. While you're in that shower and you're utilizing the water as your spiritual cleanse, you can say affirmations to charge that water with your intention so that the water is actually energized with what you want it to do. It's charged, energized, charged. The affirmation that is recommended is, sacred water washes me, washing away negative vibrations to reveal my luminous self. And so be it is done. And then we talked a little bit about the smudging and how to do it. And that smoke gathers all of that negative energy out and neutralizes it on contact so that it can't interfere with others. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing some feedback into this video and what you think of shielding and protection. When you take a look at the video and you give some practice to the ideas that I've suggested, I do hope that you'll give me some feedback and tell me what you think. I really am starting to enjoy producing these videos for you all in the morning. I know it's my spiritual soul's calling. As a light worker, as somebody that works in the divine, to promote to you the basics and give you a foundation to grow. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And in the meantime, remember, be the reason that somebody smiles. Walk in light and serve. I'd always say tell somebody that they have a nice smile, but it's really hard to do so behind those masks. So tell them they've got nice eyes. Tell them that they look great. Tell them they've got nice shoes. In light and loving service, I look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day, and namaste.